Shahi Idgah Krishna Janmabhoomi case. The court, Apex Court, has refused to stay the Allahabad High Court order. Supreme Court comments will hear matter on the 9th of January. If High Court passes an order, in meantime, Mosque committee can approach the Supreme Court.
For appointment of Advocate Commissioner before the Honorable Supreme Court today, and they sought for a stay of the proceedings before the Allahabad High Court. The Honorable Supreme Court has refused to stay the proceedings, and the Honorable Supreme Court has fixed the matter so far as challenge to the transfer order is concerned on 9th of January.
And they have allowed them to approach Supreme Court again?
The Supreme Court has not said that they have allowed them to approach the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has said that they are free to, they have the liberty to challenge the order passed by the Allahabad High Court as per law. So whether the matter will go before the division bench of the Allahabad High Court or the Supreme Court will be advised by the councils of Shahi Idgah Masjid.
So the High Court order will continue?
Yes, the High Court order will continue and the High Court will proceed with the matter, and there is no stay by the Honorable Supreme Court.
The survey in Mathura is to continue as per the Allahabad High Court order. The Supreme Court says will hear the matter on the 9th of January. If the High Court passes an order, in meantime, the Mosque committee can approach the Supreme Court. I'm going to go across to my colleague Anisha with the very latest on that. Anisha, just break down this order for us.
Well, Sneha, we've seen yesterday where the Allahabad High Court had passed orders allowing an advocate commission to be set up for the survey of the Krishna Janmabhoomi Shahi Idgah Mosque area. Now, against that order, the Shahi Idgah Mosque committee had approached the Supreme Court in an urgent hearing application yesterday, saying that since the Supreme Court is already hearing a petition which is challenging the jurisdiction of the Allahabad High Court to hear these matters at all, how could the Allahabad High Court then have passed an order while the Supreme Court is hearing the question of whether the High Court can hear the matter in the first place? Now, the bench of justices, Sanjeev Khanna and S.V.N. Bhatti, has for now declined to pass a stay order on the Allahabad High Court proceedings, and on the 18th, that is Monday, the Allahabad High Court is expected to pass directions with regard to the Advocate Commission, who will be in the commission, what kind of survey, I beg your pardon, will be conducted, the modalities, etc. And that is why the Mosque Committee wanted urgent orders from the Supreme Court for stay of that order. While the court did at one point observe that the High Court should have maintained decorum when the Supreme Court is in the midst of hearing this matter, the court has expressly said we are not staying this order. We are hearing the issue of jurisdiction and not the merits of the matter. And therefore, if there is any further order passed by the High Court, then the Mosque Committee can come back to the Supreme Court and challenge that particular order separately. But for now, the Advocate Commission survey of the Shahi Idgah Mosque can continue as of right now. And on Monday, we'll find out what exactly the modalities of that survey are going to be, as the Allahabad High Court is expected to pass directions on Monday. Back to you.
That's right. You know, Anisha, just explain to us what exactly was the contention of the Muslim side here.
Well, the Muslim side clearly has been arguing that since they are objecting to the very jurisdiction of the Allahabad High Court to hear these matters. Now, let's also go back to what this matter really is. The Krishna Janmabhoomi dispute dates back to the, I beg your pardon, 1960s, when a compromise deed was reached between the owners of the land, which is the Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust, and the Shahi Idgah Mosque, which has been at that particular spot since the 1600s. Now, the Hindu petitioners say that the mosque must be removed, that this entire area is the original temple where Krishna was actually born, and it has been used as a temple ever since. The Muslim petitioners say that since the 1600s, this has been a mosque. The temple is on the side of the mosque, and both these areas should be allowed to exist. In the 1960s and 70s, a compromise was reached, which was given approval in 1974 by the Mathura Court itself. Now, that agreement has now been challenged by the Hindu devotees and the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust, which says that the agreement was illegally signed by persons who were not, in fact, authorized by this particular trust, and the land still belongs to the Krishna Janmabhoomi Temple. And as this matter is being debated in the courts, The Hindu devotees have also sought orders to conduct a survey of what is called the Shahi Idgah Mosque, because they believe that under the structure which is called the mosque is a structure which used to be a temple, which is also where the original jail cell where Krishna is believed to be born once existed. That is why the Hindu devotees want a survey to determine actually what is inside that particular structure. The Muslim side says you can't do that right now because still our
To you in a
initial
moment from now. In
objection.
fact, Hari Krishna Jain is also now joining us. पूछना चाहूंगी कैसे देखते हैं इस डेवलपमेंट को। कोर्ट ने कहा है कि हम इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर को इस समय स्टे नहीं करेंगे।
जी आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं आप
जी।
आज माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर स्टे करने से मना कर दिया
जी।
और ये जो भी ऑर्डर होता है वो आप अपील में चैलेंज कर सकते हैं और सही बात है, हर पार्टी का अधिकार है कि कोई भी ऑर्डर अपीलेट कोर्ट में चैलेंज करे और रास्ता साफ हो गया है। और 18 तारीख को माननीय हाई कोर्ट क्या मॉडलिटीज होंगी, कैसे कमीशन क्या काम करेगा, क्या क्या डायरेक्शंस होंगे, इस पर विचार करेगा। उसके बाद
मॉस्क कमेटी के पास इस समय ऐसा लगता है कि कोई लीगल ऑप्शन नहीं बचा है।
कुछ नहीं, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल रास्ता साफ है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। अब कमीशन जारी होगा और कमीशन अपना काम करेगा। जी
शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। हरी शंकर, the advocate for the Hindu side, they're clearly saying that it doesn't look like the mosque committee has much of an option here, and rightfully so. The court, in their favor, obviously has said that the order of the Allahabad High Court, in fact, there can't be a stay on the order of the Allahabad High Court as far as the temple issue here is concerned. We're getting you details of the Krishna Janmabhoomi dispute, and the court has refused to stay the Allahabad High Court order. We'll go across to Anisha also for more details on the big story. Anisha was, in fact, we'll also listen in to Vishnu Jain from the Hindu side here, listening to what he said.
आज शाही ईदगाह मामले में जो कल ऑनरेबल इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट ने आदेश पारित किया था एडवोकेट कमिश्नर का अपॉइंटमेंट का, उस आदेश को आज वर्चुअली शाही ईदगाह मस्जिद ने और सुन्नी सेंट्रल वक्फ बोर्ड ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चुनौती दी थी बिना कोई प्रॉपर एसएलपी के, और उन्होंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने डिमांड की थी कि इस मैटर पे स्टे लगा दिया जाए, इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग्स पे स्टे लगा दिया जाए, जिसको आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सिरे से इनकार कर दिया। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये मैटर 9 जनवरी के लिए निर्धारित है, हम उसी दिन इसको सुनेंगे और इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट अगर कोई आदेश पारित करता है और आप उससे एग्रीव्ड हैं तो आप उसके खिलाफ जो आपकी अप्रोप्रिएट रेमेडीज है उस पर आ सकते हैं। पर स्पष्ट रूप से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि जो कल इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट ने आदेश पारित किया है वो हमारे सामने है भी नहीं, आपने उसको चैलेंज भी नहीं किया है, बिना ऑर्डर देखे हुए हम उसको कैसे स्टे कर सकते हैं, और इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट ने स्टे लगाने से मना कर दिया।
International Working President of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Alok Kumar, is also now joining us. शुक्रिया इंडिया टुडे के साथ बातचीत करने के लिए। कैसे देखते हैं आप इस डेवलपमेंट को? कोर्ट का ये कहना है कि हाई कोर्ट का जो ऑर्डर है उस पर कोई स्टे नहीं हो सकता है। ऐसा लग रहा है इस समय मुस्लिम साइड के लिए कोई ऑप्शन, कोई लीगल रेमेडी अवेलेबल नहीं है।
अभी तो उन्होंने ओरली कहा था
जी,
वो चाहें तो एसएलपी फाइल कर सकते
जी,
पर मैं ये विश्वास करता हूँ कि ये सच्चाई का सामना करने का समय है। इतनी घबराहट क्यों है, डर क्या है, किस बात को छुपाना चाह रहे हैं? आखिर तो सर्वे होगा तो विद्वान और निष्पक्ष लोग जांच करेंगे, दोनों पक्षों की और दोनों पक्षों के वकीलों की उपस्थिति में करेंगे और प्रामाणिक तरीके से फोटो लेकर, वीडियो लेकर के अन्य साधनों से करेंगे जिन साधनों से सत्यता की चुनौती नहीं हो सकती। तो सच सामने आना चाहिए, उस स्थान की प्रकृति क्या है और 47 में क्या रही होगी, इसका सच कोर्ट के शुष्क तर्क से नहीं प्रत्यक्ष सर्वे से तय होगा। और इसलिए मैं तो सोचता था कि जिनका भी पक्ष सच का है वो सब स्वागत करेंगे। हम इसका स्वागत करते हैं और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि यह सच दुनिया के सामने आ सकेगा कि इस ढांचे के अंदर मंदिर के बहुत सारे चिन्ह हैं और वो ही इस स्थान की अब की और 1947 की प्रकृति का वर्णन करते हैं। मैं और विश्व हिंदू परिषद इस फैसले से संतुष्ट है।
जी, शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। So you heard from Alok Kumar, the working president of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, in connection with what the court has essentially said today. Remember, the Muslim side had decided to move Supreme Court, challenging the order of the Allahabad High Court, which had in fact permitted a court-monitored survey of the Shahi Idgah premises. Essentially, the court has said today, the apex court has in fact said today, that there is not going to be a stay on the order of the Allahabad High Court. This, remember, adjacent to the Krishna Janmabhoomi Temple in Mathura. It's a relief, in a sense, to the petitioners in the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi Shahi Idgah dispute. The Allahabad High Court had allowed a plea to appoint a court-monitored advocate to conduct a survey of the disputed Idgah adjoining Shri Krishna Temple in Mathura. Earlier on the 16th of November, Justice Mayank Kumar Jain had reserved the order of the application after hearing the parties concerned. Thursday's order is also being looked at as a step forward in this legal dispute.
A court-monitored advocate commissioner is going to conduct a survey of the disputed Shahi Idgah premises adjoining the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi Temple in Mathura. Within the next 4 days, the Allahabad High Court will announce the appointment of the commissioner.
After hearing both the parties today, the Honorable Allahabad High Court has ordered for a advocate commissioner survey, and when this advocate commissioner survey will go, it will go and find the actual factual position of the spot and will submit a report before the Honorable Court.
हम जो है हिंदुस्तान के निवासी है तो हिंदुस्तान का संविधान मानते हैं, तो संविधान का जो है संविधान पे विश्वास रखते हैं। जांच के लिए आदेश हो गया है तो जांच जो है होना चाहिए, किसी को विरोध नहीं होना चाहिए।
A petition was filed by the deity Bhagwan Shri Krishna Virajman and 7 others through advocates in the Allahabad High Court, insisting that Lord Shri Krishna's birthplace lies beneath the Shahi Idgah Mosque premises, and that there are many signs which establish that the mosque was built on a Hindu temple foundation. The petitioners insist that there is a lotus-shaped pillar which is characteristic of Hindu temples, and the image of Sheshnag, one of the Hindu deities who protected Lord Krishna on the night of his birth, is present at the Shahi Idgah. In their submissions, the petitioners have also said that at the base of the lotus-shaped pillar of the mosque, Hindu religious symbols and engravings were clearly visible.
Our suits were based on specific research, and we had specific pleadings to this effect that this entire area where Shahi Idgah Mosque is located is an illegal construction, and it is an encroachment on the land of the deity.
Earlier, in the last week of November, the Allahabad High Court granted approval for Uttar Pradesh government's construction plans for the Banke Bihari Temple corridor in Mathura. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi right after the Allahabad High Court order. He is also the first Indian Prime Minister to visit the Shri Krishna Temple. Bureau Report, India Today.